You are listening to Perspectives Over Beats, where we interview the hottest unsigned artists that are spinning on We Hustle 365 iRadio. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hey everyone, I got Mr. JetPack from North Houston by way of Louisiana on the phone. How you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you, sir. What made you, we can read your bio on the website, and we see that you started off freestyling on the bus on the way to school and the football games and whatnot. But other than hanging out with your teammates and whatnot and having fun on the bus, what made you want to get into this rap game?
Initially it was my older brother, man. I mean, he's been rapping since he was younger, and he's 5 years older than me, so you know that little brother, big brother, you always want to do the same thing as him and be better than him. And that's where it all started from. I'm just a competitive person at heart. And it started from me wanting to just do everything that he do, to do better. And then I just fell in love with music, man. I mean, that's basically what the whole story entitled. Because, I mean, he could tell you the same thing. Like, he'll tell you if he ordered a 10-piece nugget from McDonald's, I'm going to get the 20-piece, even though I'm 5 years younger than him, but that's just how it goes.
Oh, okay, so who influenced you, other than being competitive against your brother? I'm sure he probably inspired you in some ways, but who are your hip-hop heroes?
Hip-hop heroes? As far as as far as the musical wise, I'm not gonna say it influenced me, just not life wise, musical wise. Of course, you gotta go to the big and Pac, Nas, Jay-Z. As far as the newer cats, I like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, what inspires me the most is their creativity. Like they don't feed into the normal what's going on in the industry, and that's one thing I actually hate. I just want everybody to actually be creative. So creativity actually inspires.
Okay, because yes, I mean, draw a line on a ground in the sand where you want to draw the line. That's the difference between that I'm seeing between indie artists and the mainstream artists. Indie artists, you all are coming with so much creativity, and it appears as though the mainstream, they're following the blueprint for something, and they're all doing just about the same thing. And you have some breakouts here and there who are definitely doing their own thing, who are creative, but for the most part, it's like, you need to come back on this side where the indie's at, because that's definitely where the creativity's at.
Totally.
Brings me to your song Hollywood. How did that come about?
Man, I always want. A lot of my music is about me comparing something like music and how I really feel to something totally different from what I'm actually talking about, but actually making it make sense, like Hollywood. It's about me, me and the chick just basically doing whatever we want to do, doing it how we want to do it. But the fact that I tied into Hollywood is basically saying she's the star, and I just want to be your agent. Like that's it. Like you can have everything you want as long as we do it together. That's basically what it is.
And you don't hear much of that going on right about now in music.
Right?
Case in point,
that's right.
Creativity. Okay. Alrighty, right. So when it comes to your beats, do you have a say-so when, I want a beat like this, or do you make your own beats, or do you work with the team as far as your beats are concerned?
Yeah, I have my own producer, which is Hero. Shout out Hero, the Future Heroes or whatever. And sometimes he knows me so well. Like sometimes he send me a text message and it say banger. And I already know, check my email, and I got probably 2 or 3 beats in there. But for the most part, me and him strategically make beats the way we want it to go. Like this, for instance, this EP I have out right now, strategically made 1 through 12, track by track, sound by sound. Like everything we want to do, we want to put it in there exactly where they want it to go. So I guess it just depends on the actual song or the actual structure that we want to go to.
Okay, so as far as arranging, your, I guess you had a new project that just came out or is coming out?
No, it's coming out. Yeah, this is basically the promo run. So I definitely appreciate you, having me on this show.
Oh, no problem, no problem. That's what we do. That's what we do.
Right.
So, we have 2 other songs of yours. Can you briefly give us an overview of those 2 songs as well, as far as the concept?
Yeah.
And
And you have I Love Her and Larry Bird, right?
correct.
All right. I Love Her is it's another analogy song about, when you look at the title, it's I Love Her. So you probably think, oh, he's talking about a girl. But really, I'm not. I'm talking about my car. So in the whole song, in the beginning of the song, probably the first 12 bars, you might not think I'm talking about my car. But the fact that I talk about my car like as a woman makes it all come to life. And you can watch the video on YouTube as well. And Larry Bird, the fact that Larry Bird is about scoring. Like Larry Bird was a scorer. He shot the ball all the time. And in music, I feel if you shooting the ball, if you scoring, that means you going in. And that's basically what I did, was go in on that song and just show my lyrical ability a little bit.
Okay. Question for you in reference to, I hear a slight Louisiana accent. So I take it that you've been in Houston for a while, or what's the deal with that?
I moved to Houston last year around this time, actually. Yeah.
Okay, because you got a little bit of accent up in there. Cause it's like, So when if you are to describe your sound, what do you classify your sound as?
I classify it as rather new I have a new sound as far as the actual sounds in my music, but as far as the like the wisdom and the knowledge of an older cat, like when you talk to old heads, they give you the best knowledge, and I think it's a clash between. Because I kind of feel like I'm a modern day philosopher,
Mm-hmm.
That's just how I feel, and that's what it basically is, That's my sound. The old, always in your face, blunt. This is how it is, and this is how it's not. With different types of synths and guitars, and I guess that's how I could put it into words. It's to put music into words. It's hard to put music into words when you actually use words. I guess it's crazy.
I got you. I got you. So let me ask you this, and we ask this about every artist this when we do interviews. Okay, you're independent artist now. You're unsigned artist now. Is it your intentions and plans to remain indie, or do you have bigger plans and aspirations to possibly one day go mainstream? Because a lot of artists are like, I'm living my lane. I like the freedom of being an indie. I'm going to stay right here. Whereas some artists are like, no, eventually that's where I want to go. That's where I want to be. So where do you stand in that mix?
I'm open to both. If I'm an opportunist, so if the opportunity is right and it's mainstream, of course I'll take it. But I'm very hands-on, so the independent route probably would be best. But I don't see what's wrong with going mainstream, especially because how I am. I mean, I don't limit myself to anything musically or anything like that, so I don't really have to be just one sound, So I'm definitely up to the mainstream challenge of still being myself in the mainstream as well.
Okay, so we're looking at this whole landscape of hip-hop. Tell us about your heel in hip-hop. Where do you fit in hip-hop, and how do you perceive things to be, and where do you want to take your brand in this whole landscape of hip-hop? Because, there's all types of hip. You got rap hip-hop, jazzy hip-hop. You got all kinds of hip-hop. Stake your claim on your heel. What's up with where you at and where you want to be?
I want to be with the greatest. I mean, I'll push for nothing less, As far as rap, I can do that. You want me to rap over a jazz hip-hop beat, I can do that too. I just want to, my whole landscape is I want to be versatile. I want to be the person that when you hear me, you can be like, oh, you can rap on the two, and then you hear a young chop beat, and I can rap on that too. Like, that's what I want to be known for, my versatility.
Okay. Okay. So, 5 years from now, where should we expect to see JetPack?
At the Grammys. That's my plan. I mean, that's 5 years, I guess that's kind of a bold statement, but I like my chances,
Mm-hmm.
So 5 years from now, I can see that Grammys, that's big, but I feel like my music is already in that range now, so it's kind of scary to see when I'm going to be musically in 5 years, because I grow every day. Like, that's all I want to do, is get better. Not necessarily be the best, but get better than I was yesterday. And as long as I'm continuing to get better, then I like my chances in anything with music.
Okay. So, looking at your bio here, who's First Class Music Group and who's Fly Nation Promotions? Who are they in affiliation to you?
Okay, well, First Class is basically a team. First Class, One Up Gangs, all the same thing. Rasty Raws in it. One of my homies, Smoke Mac, T-Mal, and Smurf James. We just basically a team of solo artists that came together and just, when I'm coming out, we all pushing me. When it's Rasty turn to drop, and if we all rally behind him. And a lot of people don't do it that way, but I feel like that's a great way, because we all make different types of music. It's all hip-hop, but we all make different types of hip-hop. So Rasty may have 10,000 fans in California that might not know me, but I got 7,000 in Florida. You see what I'm saying? And when I say something about Rasty, those 7,000 people in Florida going to check him out, and you're going to see that, he got 10,000 fans in California. And it's a big circle, and that's what we're trying to create, just a whole big movement. And as far as the Fly Nation is basically was my management company and my promotion company. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Mac, D Nice, Rolly, those guys. A couple of those guys do music as well, and we just it's all positive energy with us, man. We just want each other to succeed. So how we feel, if it's me that's gonna get it done, then we're gonna rally behind me. If it's somebody else, then that's what we're gonna do. It's no hard feelings, it's all business, because we all have personal relationships with each other outside of the music industry. So it's all love.
Okay. So we touched on it briefly, your new project. Can you give us a little bit more information about that? What can we expect when your project drops, and do you have a date for your project dropping?
Yes, the new project, the EP, is all original 12 tracks. It's called Live Free, Thank God. And from 1 to 12, it's basically about me explaining my stories and what I've been through in the past 3-4 years, maybe, because everybody has their ups and down days, and I guess it is also when you can actually put it into music, and that's what basically happened. From 1 to 12, I mean, it's just living free and thanking God while you're doing it.
Okay. And do you have, a release date?
Yeah, May 28th. It's going to come out on May 28th, that 5th, on my website, JetPackWorld.com. It's going to be all over. We're trying to take over.
Gotcha. Okay, well, hey. We got songs up on the station. As you mentioned before, it's Larry Bird. And
Yeah.
I hear that name, that meant like a bird to me. He was named right.
Do you like turned up songs? Like, what do you prefer hip-hop wise?
I'm across the board. I'm an old hip-hop head. I grew up back in the day, when it was Run DMC and Jam Master Jay, and we had, that the first sighting of Will Smith, when he wasn't Will Smith, he was Fresh Prince, and of course we had Salt and Pepper, Finesse and St. Quince, we had Sugar and Spice.
Like, you know hip hop. Like, you in the golden years. I think they call that hip hop.
Yeah, I mean, when you use the word turned up, it was turned up back then. It was fun. It was, beefing occurred, but it wasn't like the beef that we have today. Artists took to the mic and they did their thing. Yeah, I mean, it was
hip-hop, it was okay to dance. Now, everybody want to be so tough and so gangster. Nobody can dance now. So, you know how that goes.
I mean, you mean, I understand you got your hustle on. I understand you think you a gangster, but you know what? When it comes down to what it comes down to, you ain't mafia. You're not Sicilian. You're not part of that mob situation. You know, that ain't, you know, if you want to track it back even far back to Africa, that ain't our mentality. That ain't what we were about. You know, and if you, you know, I have a mixture of situations going on. Even, you know, with Native American and you know, whatever else a person might be. Yeah, that ain't us. That ain't who we are. That ain't in our mentality.
Right.
You know, everything started off of, you know, that old school gospel. Everything jumped off, be it jazz, you know, rock, and then everything else splintered into what it is splintered into. And that everything is based off of what we were doing. And if that's what we were back then, and that's our spirit and soul from what we came from back then, gangster, you serious?
Right. I don't even understand how they even got that off of the essence of music. Like, I don't even, you know, but
you claim in the street that ain't even yours. You don't even pay taxes on that street. So how is that street yours?
Right.
I don't get it. I don't, you know, I don't get it, but it's your street. It's your block, huh? And you hard, right? Okay. You see how hard you are when RS come after you and you got a grip you got to play for that block. But yeah, but that's how far back I go when it comes to hip hop. So when that's today's version of what it is. But we also, you know, it's not just. I think a lot of what's going on today is people just listen to the beat. They don't listen to the lyrical content. And
right.
That's one of the first things we listen to is anybody can make a beat. So we don't listen to the beat off front. We listen to lyrics, and we listen to the competition. We listen to the flow. We listen to the creativity of how you sync this word to that word, and not just that they rhyme, but do they have an underlying meaning between them for you putting those two words together that rhyme together, you know.
Right.
It's not, you know.
I love this radio station already, man. I'm in love.
Well, really? So what do you love about our station?
I'm saying, from what you're saying, I mean, if you know what I'm saying, if you're the one on the radio station, I personally love, which all the stuff that you just said that I look for in articles I review it. Because when all the stuff that you said, I have all that. So of course I'm going to love it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you listen to your music like, okay, all right, nice flow, distinctively different flow, nice voice. A lot of people, you know, it's like, okay, you sound like a cartoon character on the beat, okay. We like that, you know, artists, you know, a lot of artists that are coming our way, even brand new artists to the game, they know how to rhyme with the beat versus under the beat or over the beat. And they understand that their voice is not just their voice is like an instrument. So we listen for that.
It definitely is an instrument.
Exactly, you know, and how, you know, and it's not just the words, but how you sync all that together and you...
Now what people got to understand, man, like, there's so much more you can make the music about than just shooting people and all that kind of crazy shit stuff.
Exactly. You know, I understand that this is where you came from, but think about where you can go with this. And write for that, for where you can go. I mean, so many other opportunities and doors can open for you based off of where you can go. I mean, there's a reason why LL Cool J, MC Lyte, we'll get to him in a second, MC Lyte, oh my God, they're fading me, Heavy D, and some of these other positive hip-hop, Common artists were able to get into the movie industry and TV industry. Then you had your Tupacs, you had your Ja Rules, you had your Tretch, and your Ice-T's, and your other rappers.
Even
and
Ice Cube, you know?
Well, Ice Cube is a little different because he's not stereotyped like the other ones are. He's not typecast like the other ones are.
I think the thing about Ice Cube is that he changed the actual stereotype of how you look at a hip hop artist that's coming from his type of situation. He was, you know what I'm saying, he was always smarter than what people already projected him to be.
Right.
You know, just like Tupac, you know. So I guess that opportunity, the opportunity that he had from music, he converted it to what everything he wanted to do, you know. So he didn't limit himself. Even though he did talk about what he talked about, he wasn't lying about what he, I don't have a problem with you talking about what you do. As long as you don't lie about it. That's my thing, you know.
Vanilla Ice, yeah.
People, if you want to rap about it, that's cool. You really shoot people. I respect you for that. But if you really don't do that stuff, don't rap about that. That's my whole thing about it. And I feel like those guys were so genuine to the fact of what they talked about. Everybody in the industry had no point but to accept it. They had to accept it.
But remember, there was a time when MC Hammer was the very first crossover hip-hop artist. And then from him, you had Tone Loc, and he started doing the voiceovers for cartoons.
Right.
And then he was a sellout. Well, MC Light came along next. They didn't know that she was the voice under the Sam Goody commercials, but she was.
Mm-hmm.
And then came, of course, Will Smith with his TV show. Then came LL Cool J with his TV show. Then came all these other ones. But for the most part, a lot of those hardcore hip-hop rappers like Tupac and Ice-T and them, they were typecast. They were still playing the parts and roles of the artist, of the persona that artist was rapping about. Even though Ice-T, F the police, now he's a police officer in Law and Order, which is funny as hell.
Law and Order, yeah.
That is hilarious. I'm like, how can you be an officer and you talking about F the police? So are you effing you? No, anyway. It's not real life, I understand. But it's just amazing how, depending on how you perceive your future to be, rapping or being an artist is your method or mode to get to where you want to go.
Right.
So
you can't rap forever.
Well, some people try to rap for others, and some people take the Prince mode, and it's like, look, I'm not making nothing for nobody but myself. I don't care about if you like it or don't. I'm making it for me.
I mean, like, technically you can rap however long you want to rap. But as far as the industry, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I think it helps your legacy when you leave out on your own terms, not when you get pushed out. When you know what I'm saying? When somebody came in and make music and we like, okay, all right, that's enough, bro. We done heard you 20 years now, and your stuff ain't, you know what I'm saying? You're not only are you on the stuff that you used to be on, but now you can't really keep up. So that's what I mean. Like Jay-Z, he can keep up. He can rap. Jay-Z probably gonna rap till he's 50 because he can actually keep up.
Well, he's one of those innovators. He styles ahead of a lot of other artists, and it's going to take them a while to catch up to where he's at, because he keeps flipping what he's doing and how he does it. And, I don't see Coolio making a comeback at all.
Exactly, my point. Exactly. You don't want to hear Dangerous Minds again. Like, who wants to hear that?
Yeah, I don't see that, or 357, what's that female group? I don't see them coming back. Or Supersonic with those chicks. I don't know. They tried to come back. They tried to, and we were like, nah, that's okay. No, that's all right. That's all right. Okay, let's get back on point. That was fun, though. You made me go way back. See, I ain't...
Oh, yeah, look, let me tell you something. I can talk about music all day. So we could do this all day, really. Yeah.
You took me way back. Oh, my God. We went way down memory lane. Jeez. Back to when jellies were out. Jelly shoes for the chicks. No, it wasn't cool to go to Payless, but Payless had the jellies, and we all wanted them.
Right.
Oh, goodness, I'm showing my age. Alrighty, right. That's why I don't like putting calls in. But, let's get back on track here. I can't even get back on track. Wow. Alrighty then, so do you have any shout-outs that you would like to give?
Shout out to my city, Patterson, Louisiana. Shout out to Franklin, Louisiana. Shout out to the whole one-up gang. Fly Nation First Flag, old movement. Y'all definitely know who y'all all are. Shout out my homie John O. He on the new EP. Shout out my homie Rich Andrews out here in Houston. He's on the EP. Shout out Future Heroes. Shout out everybody, man. Just, give everybody that supported me in any kind of way, whether it's just you clicking a mouse to download my song for free or anything of that nature. Shout out Big T and them. I actually have another radio interview tonight with Big T and them out of New Orleans, so shout out to them as well. If I'm missing somebody, shout out to you too.
Okay, and where can listeners find you on the net?
JetPackWorld.com. If you want to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere, go to JetPackWorld.com. It's going to tell you everything that you need to know. I promise. If you need me to spell it, I will. JetPackWorld.com. JetPackWorld.com. All together.
Thank you for doing that, because nowadays there's all kinds of ways of spelling the same thing, and I'm like, where'd you get that spelling from?
Yeah, buddy.
Alrighty, right. Well, it was fun interviewing you. But before we let you go, can you please give us an introduction to one of your songs so we can spin it right after the interview?
Okay. Well, this is JetPack One-Up Gang, I'm about to listen to my first single off the Love Free Thank God EP. It's called I Love It.
Thank you for tuning in to Perspectives Over Beats. Next week, we have a new artist. So tune in next Friday at 6 o'clock. Take care. Bye-bye.